The Atlantic Refining Company and your Atlantic dealer, the man who keeps your car on the go.
When you want to go places and do things, what a pleasure your driving can be.
For quality products and not service, your Atlantic dealer is the man to see. Atlantic keeps your car on the go, 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 go. Keep on the go, Atlantic.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Bob Delaney, and in just a few moments, we'll be underway with the deciding game of this three-game series between the Washington Senators and the New York Yankees. The Yankees winning the Friday night game, and behind Camilo Pascual, the Senators coming back to win yesterday 4-0, as the Yankees were shut out for the first time this year. This afternoon, it'll be Art Ditmar and Tex Clevenger. Now let's pick up Phil Rizzuto as the umpires are just now making their appearance.
Oh, it looks like they're all set to get this ball game rolling. And now, if you're all set,
now those lineups.
We'll give you the starting lineup for the New York Yankees. Leading off and playing shortstop, Tony Kubak. Kubak had his 12-game hitting streak stopped yesterday, just one game short of Mickey Mantle's 13-game hitting streak, which leads the Yankees so far this year. Mantle will be in center field and batting second. Out in left field, hitting in the third position, Yogi Berra. Roger Maris will be batting in the cleanup spot and playing right field. Bill Scarron, the Moose, will be at first base, batting fifth. Doing the catching and hitting sixth, Elston Howard. Gill Mcdougall is the third baseman, batting seventh. Playing second base and hitting eighth is Bobby Richardson. And doing the pitching and batting ninth is Art Ditmar. And there goes Casey Stengel running out of the Yankee dugout. Cookie Lavagetto waiting with the four umpires as they exchange the lineup cards. And the lineup for the Senators, leading off playing second base, Billy Gardner. Fay Thornberry is the right fielder, batting second. In center field, batting third, Bob Allison. Big Jim Lemon will be the left fielder, hitting in the cleanup spot. At first base, Julio Becquere, batting fifth. Reno Batoya will be hitting in the sixth position and playing third base. Doing the catching and hitting seventh, Earl Batty. Billy Consolo is the shortstop, batting eighth, and doing the pitching and batting ninth, Tex Clevenger. The umpires calling balls and strikes, Nestor Charlotte. At first base will be Bill McKinley. Umpiring at second, John Stevens. And over at third, Jim Hunachek. And walking across the field right now, the batting practice catcher and one of the coaches for the Washington Senators, Clyde McCullough. And Mac has been around baseball for a long, long time. As a matter of fact, McCullough and I played together with Kansas City way back in 1939, and he's still going strong. And there go the Senators out on the field. A nice crowd here, and they're still filing in at Griffith Stadium. Senators have been playing real good ball this year. Even in the games which they've been beaten, they've been an exciting ball team to watch. And remember, Harmon Killebrew, their number one slugger, has been out for at least 10 ball games with a pulled hamstring muscle in his leg. And right now, we'll have our national anthem. out on the mound, 6 feet 2 inches tall, 180 pounds. From Visalia, California. Clevenger has won 1 and lost 1 this year. He won his game in relief, and he lost in his first start of the year to the Detroit Tigers, when with 2 out in the 9th inning, Rocky Colavito hit a home run for the Tigers and defeated Clevenger and the Senators 1-0. He gave up only 5 hits, pitching a complete ball game. So the Senators have been getting good pitching. Clevenger came up with the Boston Red Sox in 1954. Came up with the Senators in 1956 after being traded. And in the wintertime, Tex operates his dad's orange ranch near Visalia, California, which keeps him in trim. Leading off for the Yankees is Tony Kubak. Tony, as we told you, had his hitting streak stopped yesterday, so he's trying to start a new one. Kubak batting .291, 6 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, and 7 runs batted in. Reno Batoya playing in at third. The sun shining brightly down on Griffith Stadium. This field in A1 condition. Here's the windup, and the first pitch of the ball game is in there for a called strike. Yesterday, the Yankees unfortunately ran into Camilo Pascual on one of his real good days. And Pascual spun a beautiful 4-hitter, shutting out the Yankees and winning 4-0. Here's the windup. It kicks. The pitch is bunted foul at the plate, strike 2. 0-2 on Kubak, who ran all the way down to first base. That'll give us time to read you the scores in yesterday's ball game. Washington defeated the Yankees 4-0. Baltimore over Boston 5-2. Cleveland defeated the White Sox 10-9, and Detroit beat Kansas City 7-6. In the National League, the Phillies defeated Cincinnati 5-2. Pittsburgh over Milwaukee 6-4 in 11 innings. The Cubs shut out the Cardinals 4-0, and the Giants lost to the Dodgers 2-1. Los Angeles 2 and the Giants 1. We'll give you the standings a little later on. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Just inside ball 1. Batty started to fire that ball down to third. Lemon in left, Allison in center, and Thornberry in right. For the Senators, playing Kubak straight away. Clevenger checks the sign from Batty. Here's the windup. The pitch is line to left field. There's a base hit. Jim Lemon up with the ball in a short hop, and Kubak's on with a line single to left field. Hit number 1 off Clevenger, and here comes Mickey Mantle. Mickey, batting .271, has 3 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers, and 8 runs batted in. Frank Crissetti is coaching at third, and Ralph Houk down at first for the Yankees. Now the outfield goes way back. Their backs against the fences in all fields, right, center, and left. Here's the stretch. The pitch is a curve over the outside corner, strike 1 call. On deck is Yogi Berra. Clevenger into a stretch position. Kubak leading off first. The pitch to Mickey is low as Mantle started to bunt at the ball. Ball 1, 1-1. A close race in this American League race. Kansas City in last place, just 6 games out. Washington in 7th place, 4 games behind. Detroit in 6th place, just 2.5 games out. 3 teams, Boston, New York, Baltimore, 1 game out. Cleveland, a half a game out. Time is called as Mantle steps out of the batter's box. 1-1 the count, nobody out. Kubak at first. We're in the top of the first inning, no score. Clevenger sets. The pitch is low outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Clevenger has a real good follow through and comes around in perfect fielding position in case the ball should be hit through the box. Clevenger stretches again. A look at Kubak. The pitch to Mantle is a changeup in the dirt. Ball 3. 3-1 the count. Kubak and Mantle both looking down at Crissetti, coaching at third. Good news for the Senator fans. Armin Killebrew may return to the lineup as a pinch hitter. 3-1 on Mickey. Clevenger sets. There goes, no, he doesn't go. The ball is strike 2 as Mickey tried to check his swing. Kubak gave a good bluff at first base as though he were going. And Mickey gave a half swing at the plate as Clevenger fooled him with a curveball. Mick looking for the fastball on 3-1. Full count on Mantle. 3-2. Nobody out here in the top of the first. For the payoff pitch to Mantle. There goes Kubak. Foul back on the screen. Still 3-2 on Mickey. The wind is blowing straight out to center field. Could be a big factor in today's game if the heavy hitters on both teams Kubak at first base. Clevenger starts the stretch and steps off the mound. Now he checks the sign again with Earl batting. Becquere is playing in back of Kubak at first. A little bit unusual. And it looks like Kubak will be going with a 3-2 pitch. Here's the stretch. Kubak, good lead at first. The pitch is ball 4. Mantle walks on a 3-2 pitch. As Clevenger tried to change up on him, and the Yankees have runners at first and second. Nobody out on the batter, Yogi Berra. Yogi batting .353 with a double, 2 homers, and 11 runs batted in. Many of you were listening to the game on Friday night when they charged Consola with an error on Howard's high pop fly. And Mel and I both said we couldn't understand. It should have been a hit. Well, the official scorer went down and asked Consola, and he has since changed it to a base hit. So Howard gets credit for a base hit and an RBI. The pitch to Yogi is outside, ball 1. Yogi was bluffing a bunt. And now Billy Gardner, the second baseman and captain of the Senators, walks in to say a few words with Clevenger. 1 ball, no strikes on Yogi. Kubak leads off second, Mantle off first. The stretch and the pitch is fouled back on the screen. Strike 1, 1-1. Nothing here in the top of the first inning. Nobody out. Yankees have runners at first and second. Count 1-1 on Yogi. On deck, Roger Maris. Here's the stretch by the right-hander. Looks back at Kubak. The pitch to Yogi is high outside. Ball 2. 2-1. Clevenger goes to the rosin bag. He's in a jam here, right in the very first inning. For the 2-1 delivery. Pitch is high outside, ball 3. 3-1. And a call is going out to the bullpen. Ricky Lavagetto has not had anybody get up as yet. Somebody started to the phone out in the bullpen and then stopped. 3-1 on Yogi. Clevenger on the mound. Took too much time, so Yogi asked the time at the plate. Picks up some dirt. Now he's ready to go. Mantle at first, Kubak at second. 3-1 the count on Berra. Here's the stretch. Pitch is taken, gets away from Batty, but it's ball 4. As Yogi started to swing at that pitch, held up, and the ball rolled away from Batty. The bases now are loaded as a result of Kubak's single and 2 base on balls. The bases are loaded with nobody out, and the batter, Roger Maris. Maris batting .365. 6 doubles, 2 triples, 4 homers, and 18 runs batted in. And now we've got some action in the Senator bullpen. Bases loaded with nobody out. All right, here's the windup. The pitch is in there for a called strike. Don Lee, a right-hander, is warming up in the bullpen. Pitch is a little bit low. Ball 1, 1-1. Kubak at third, Mantle at second, Berra at first. Nobody out. In the top of the first, no score. 1-1 on Maris. Infield back and double play depth. Pitch is hit in the short center field. That's in there for a base hit. And Mantle had held up. The throw is coming to third, and it's cut off by Consolo. Mantle had gone back to tag up and had a slide into third base. A single to short center field by Roger Maris. Drives in Kubak. And the Yankees lead 1-0. The bases remain loaded with nobody out, and the batter is Bill Skowron. And the Moose, batting .358, leading the club in RBIs, has a chance to pick up some more. He has 8 doubles, 5 homers, and 22 runs batted in. Mantle at third, dusting himself off. Berra's at second. Maris at first. Pitch to Skowron is fouled off the chest protector of plate umpire Nestor Shylock. Strike 1. It was doubtful. It looked like Allison might have a chance to catch it, so Kubak was tagging up at third. Mantle had gone back to tag up at second. That's the reason only 1 run scored on the base hit. Bases are still loaded. Pitch is fouled again off Shylock's chest protector. That's 2 fouls in a row that hit the umpire. 0-2 the count. Shylock gets hit in the chest protector more than any other umpire, and it could be the style of umpire. Maybe he stands up straighter. He's not rolling with the fouls today. 0-2 on Skowron. And this is the first batter that Clevenger has been ahead of. He's been behind on the previous 4 Yankee hitters. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 as Skowron went after a bad high inside fastball. A big strikeout for Tex Clevenger, and here's Elston Howard. Howard batting .239, has 3 doubles, 2 triples, 4 homers, and 17 runs batted in. 1 out now with the bases loaded. Yankees lead 1-0. Clevenger's pitch to Howard. Curve foul back out of play. Strike 1. Clevenger picks up the rosin bag, rubs up the new ball, thrown out to him by the umpire. Senator's infield, talking it up. Victoria at third, Consolo at short. Gardner at second, and Becquere at first. Here's the windup by Clevenger. Pitch, high inside. Howard sits down, getting out of the way. 1-1 the count. signaling to Mantle that if they throw to pick him off, he should go home. Yogi's sign language. All right, here's the windup. 1-1 pitch, curved line to center field. Allison digging over. He can't get it. It's rolling by him, and it looks like all 3 runs will score. Mantle scores. Berra scores. Here comes Maris and Howard. Beams in the third with a stand-up triple. As Bob Allison tried to make a shoestring diving catch of a low-line drive, the ball hit off his glove and rolled to the wall. Mantle, Berra, and Maris scored easily. And the Yankees now lead 4-0. With 1 out and Howard at third base and the batter Gill Mcdougall. The infield now playing in with 1 out, runner at third. McDougall batting .222, 3 doubles, a triple, a homer, and 6 runs batted in. Pitch to Gill is inside ball 1. Howard hit that ball right on the nose, and it didn't get over 6 feet all the way out. Allison made a good try and dove for the ball at the lost section. Just got his glove on the ball, and they kicked by him and rolled to the fence. Pitch to Gill, high ball 2. 2-0. Cookie Lavagetto flipping his hat up and down on the dugout steps. Standing up now. Clevenger on the verge of being taken out unless he can settle down. 2-0 on McDougall. On deck, Bobby Richardson. Time is called. Gill steps out. As time was called, I think Gill is complaining that as he swung his bat back, it hit Earl Batty's glove. McDougall and Shylock talking things over at the plate. And Gill is not happy about it. And evidently that pitch did not count. Clevenger threw the pitch, but Shylock did not call it one way or the other. 2 balls, no strikes on McDougall. Gill standing now talking with Cookie Lavagetto, who is yelling something up to McDougall from the Senator dugout and back of first base. All right, we're ready to go. McDougall's back in the batter's box. Clevenger on the mound. Howard leading off third with the infield in. 1 out, 4 runs in. The Yankees are leading 4-0. The pitch is outside, ball 3. Lavagetto has just given a sign to the bullpen. The 3-0 pitch is swung at and fouled back, strike 1. So Gill was given the green light on a 3-0 pitch with a runner in scoring position. Casey Stengel figured I might as well let him swing at this one. Gill had a good cut at it. Now the 3-1 delivery. Foul back again. Full count on Gill. 3-2. Checks the sign from Batty. Takes a look at Howard. The windup. The payoff pitch. And it hit Gill, I believe, in the hand. And I believe that pitch hit McDougall in the hand. And Clevenger arguing that he thought it hit the bat, but Gill is going to show him his right hand. And McDougall now showing it to Ralph Howard as he walks down the first base line, and Cookie Lavagetto is coming out. And I believe that'll be all for Tex Clevenger, who has had a mighty rough first inning thus far. He has given up 3 base hits. He's walked 2, hit a batsman, 4 runs have been scored off him. There were runners at first and third with 1 out. The batter, Bobby Richardson. And I believe that's all for Clevenger. Yes, we have a pitcher coming in from the bullpen. And Don Lee, who had been warming up, is coming on. So Clevenger pitches just 1/3 of an inning. Three hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. And so far, 4 runs have been scored off the right-hander. Don Lee, the son of Thornton Lee, one-time great left-hand pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, is coming on. Donald Edward Lee, born in Globe, Arizona, back in 1934. 6 feet 4 inches tall, 200 pounds. He was drafted by the Senators from the Milwaukee organization. He was an All-American at the University of Arizona and received a big bonus by the Detroit Tigers on the recommendation of Marv Owen, one-time third baseman for the Tigers. Clevenger is walking off the mound right in back of Cookie Lavagetto. Earl Batty out on the mound talking with Don Lee. Lee has won 1 game in the big leagues and has lost 3. That's his lifetime total so far. Last year with Charleston, he won 14 and lost 9. Bobby Richardson talking with Tony Kubak, who led off this inning. And a long top of the first inning it is. Richardson is batting .205, has 2 doubles, 1 homer, 1 run batted in. The Yankees are leading 4-0. And we're still in the top of the first inning with only 1 man out and runners at first and third. National League race is red hot for the first 2 positions, but after that they kind of spread out. The Giants are 1 full game ahead of the Pirates, then Milwaukee 4 behind, Cincinnati 4.5, the Dodgers 6.5, the Cubs 7.5, and the Cardinals 8, and the Phillies 8.5. The 4th appearance of the year for Don Lee has no decision. All right, here's the stretch by the big right-hander. The pitch to Richardson is hit on the ground. Base hit, Baston solo into center field. Howard scores. There goes McDougall to third. And Richardson's on with a single. The first pitch off Don Lee. An RBI for Richardson, his 2nd of the year. That run, scored by Elston Howard, is charged to the starting pitcher, Tex Clevenger. McDougall at third is also Clevenger's responsibility. And here's the 9th man in the inning to bat, Art Ditmar. 5-0, the Yankees are leading. Ditmar is 1 for 5, batting .200, has 1 double, 1 run batted in. Richardson at first, McDougall at third. Here's the stretch. The pitch is a sidearm curve outside ball 1. Well, the Yankees were shut out by Camilo Pascual yesterday. And all those hits they didn't get in yesterday's ball game starting to come out now. Here's the stretch. Runners lead off first and third. There goes the runner. And McDougall is hung up between third and home. And he's tagged out by the throw to third, but Richardson is in there. Bobby Richardson came all the way from first to third as McDougall was hung up between home and third. A heads-up play by Earl Batty as he bluffed the throw to second base with Richardson going on the pitch. And then McDougall was a dead duck between third and home, but Gill got in the rundown long enough to allow Richardson to get to third base. So the play goes from 2 to 5, the third baseman making the putout. That's the second out. 2 balls, no strikes on Ditmar. That was the squeeze, actually, but the ball was too far outside. There's a swing and a foul back. Strike 1. 2 on the count. A wild and woolly top of the first inning. Richardson at third. Here's the windup by Lee. Sidearm. Fastball swung at and missed. Strike 2. 2-2. Richardson got a big lead at third. Here's the windup by Lee. The fastball is high, and he came overhand that time. Full count on Ditmar. 3-2. For the payoff pitch to Art Ditmar. The windup. The pitch is hit on the ground right back to the box on 1 hop. Throw to first in time for the out. And the Senator fans cheer as 9 men went to bat in the top of the first inning. And for the Yankees, 5 big runs on 4 base hits. No Senator errors. 1 man left. And the score at the end of 1/2 inning of play. The Yankees 5 and the Senators coming to bat.
When does your car need lubrication? Here's one motorist's frank and unrehearsed opinion. Let's listen in.
Well, how do you know when to lubricate it?
Oh, I've got a speedometer on that. Tells me the mileage I have.
And you watch it and you keep it
Every 1,000, yes.
Oh, did you ever miss a time? So what happens when you miss it?
Oh, it don't seem like it runs so good to me. I don't know. When I don't get a chance.
Really? You're not kidding me
No,
now.
I'm not kidding you.
Is there anything to do with safety?
Well, I imagine it would help a whole lot. Don't wear your car out so much when you grease it more. The often you grease it, the less wear you get on it. Personally, I feel better when I get my car greased. It runs better. To me, it does, anyway. Ask the next man on the street who drives the car, and he'll tell you the same thing.
Yes, regular lubrication does help your car run better. And for a thorough safety service lubrication plus big bonus values, see your Atlantic dealer. Get a safety service lubrication to keep your car on the go.
This is Art Ditmar. Ditmar has won 1 and lost none this year. His lifetime record against the Senators, he's won 10 and lost 9. Last year against Washington, he won 4 and lost 1. This is the second start of the year for Ditmar, and he got that win in a relief effort against the Tigers. Billy Gardner, leadoff man and captain, stepping in, batting .292. Hits a ground ball, base hit to left field. How do you like that, Billy Gardner? And for Gardner, he is now hit in 12 consecutive ball games. Singles off the first pitch of the ball game, as Art Ditmar figured that Gardner would be taking with his team 5 runs behind. So Billy Gardner has now hit in 12 consecutive games and has connected safely in 21 of the last 22 ball games. Here's Fay Thornberry, batting .263. The pitch is fouled at the plate, strike 1. Boy, these Senators are up there cutting and slashing. Thornberry hit a double off Johnny Gabler's leg yesterday, which drove in the first 2 runs of the ball game. Matter of fact, Thornberry's only 2 RBIs of the year so far, but they were big for Camilo Pascual. Gardner leads off first. The stretch. The changeup is low. Ball 1, 1-1. Mcdougall is way in at third. Outfield deep on Thornberry. Here's the stretch. The look of the runner at first. Pitch is swung at and missed, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 5-0. The Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Ellis Clary coaching at third. Sam Milley at first. Pitch low inside. Ball 2, 2-2. Thornberry the batter with Bob Allison on deck. Here's the stretch. Throw to first, but Gardner back. Ditmar sets. Pitch outside, ball 3. Full count on Thornberry.
WOKO, Albany, 2 o'clock.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Don't believe Gardner will be going. Thornberry strikes out a lot. Here's the stretch. He doesn't go. The pitch is low, ball 4. And so the Senators, starting out just like the Yankees. The Yankees had their leadoff man single, and the next man get a base on balls. And here's Bob Allison. As McDougall walks over to the mound to talk with Ditmar. And this is a good time to pause for station identification.
1460 on the radio dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. Present temperature is 57 degrees at 1 minute after the hour of 2 o'clock.
Pitch to Allison, hit on the ground is short, could be 2. Kubak to Richardson for 1, back to first, double play. As Bob Allison went after the first pitch and bounced right to Kubak at shortstop. Nice big hop for Tony. And a perfect double play ball. It's 2 out. Moving to third was Billy Gardner. And here's Jim Lemon. Lemon, who leads the American League in homers with 7, has 18 runs batted, and he's batting .216. Also has 2 doubles. Lemon 6 feet 5 inches tall, 200 pounds. The pitch to Lemon is strike 1 call, the fastball down the middle. Lemon with the big, wide, flat stance of his doesn't have to stride to hit the ball. He's from one end of the batter's box to the other. Fastball hit on the ground at third and kicked foul. Nothing in 2 to count. 5-0, the Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the first inning. On deck, Julio Becquere. Taking lots of time, checking the sign from Howard. Now he's got it. The wind-up. Curve low, ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Billy Gardner leading off third base. Here's the pitch. Outside and low, ball 2. 2-2. Yankees have Berra in left, Mantle in center, and Maris in right. McDougall, Kubak, Richardson scouring on the infield. Howard catching. Ditmar on the mound. 2-2 on Lemon. Here's the 2-2 delivery. A ground ball hit to the right side, and Skowron flips to Ditmar, and he's out at first. Just did get him. Jim Lemon is trying to tell first base umpire Bill McKinley that Ditmar did not touch the bag. He hit it right off the end of his bat. Ditmar almost didn't get to first base on time. So for the Senators in the bottom of the first, no runs, 1 hit, no Yankee errors, and 1 man left. Score at the end of 1 full inning. The Yankees 5 and the Senators nothing. And as we take a look at the scoreboard in the American League, Kansas City is playing at Detroit a doubleheader. They'll start a little later on. Chicago is at Cleveland for 2. And in the first game, it's early win against Jim Perry. It's 0-0 at the end of 1. Baltimore at Boston for a doubleheader. At the end of an inning and a half, Baltimore leads Boston 1-0. Barber against Cassell. Marv Breeding home in the first with nobody on for the Orioles. In the National League, Pittsburgh and Milwaukee for 2 will start later on. Philadelphia, Cincinnati for a doubleheader. Conley against McLeish. St. Louis at Chicago, a doubleheader. Jackson against Drop. And Los Angeles at San Francisco. A single game will start later on. So there's going to be plenty to report as the afternoon wears on with all these doubleheaders. Right now we're ready to go on the top of the second with the top of the Yankee batting order. Kubak, who led off the first inning as the Yankees sent 9 men to bat. Tony singled and scored. Don Lee on the mound. The pitch is a curve over, strike one called. For Kubak, that was his 26th base hit of the year. Darren leaves the club with 29 hits. Pitch is popped in the air to the right side. Billy Gardner, the second baseman, backing up and makes the catch, backtracking in short right field for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Mickey Mantle, who walked and scored in the first inning. On deck, Yogi Berra. 1 out, nobody on. Don Lee's pitch is a little bit high, ball 1. Mickey looking over in the Yankee bench. And now time is called. That's what they wanted. They wanted Mickey to have the umpire take a look at the ball. He does, and Shalak says it's all right, keeps it in play. 1 ball, no strikes on Mantle. Wind up, and the pitch is low inside. Ball 2, 2-0. For the 2-0 delivery. It's inside, ball 3. Don Lee comes sidearm and overhand, mixes up his pitches. He's behind Mantle right now, 3-0. 3-0 pitch. Strike call. Fastball right in there. Delivery. Slow curve over strike 2, and he pulled the string on that beautifully. Figuring that Mantle was looking for the fastball with a 3-1 count on him. Here's the payoff pitch to Mickey. Fastball outside, ball 4. Mantle walks for the second time in the ball game. That's the first walk given up by Don Lee. Clevenger started the game, only went 1/3 of an inning, giving up 5 runs. Here's Yogi Berra, who walked and scored in the first inning. On deck, Roger Maris. Seattle at first has 2 stolen bases this year. Becquere is holding him close. The stretch by Lee. Pitch to Yogi is foul back, strike 1. Sun shining brightly here in the nation's capital. Temperature right around 70 degrees. This is the nicest day of the 3 days we've been here. Actually, Friday night we played, and yesterday afternoon and today. 1 strike on Yogi. Stretch by Lee. Mantle leading off first. The pitch outside. Ball 1-1-1. The count, 1 out. Here's the stretch. Pitch is strike 2. Yogi swings and misses a sidearm fastball that just seemed to take off. Reminded me a little bit of Eldon Orca. Used to pitch to the old St. Louis Browns. Could throw right from underneath and look like the ball would be rising all the time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the stretch. Pitch outside, ball 2, 2-2. looks a little anxious over there at first base, as though he might be contemplating a steal or a try of a steal. 2-2 the stretch. Throw to first, and Mickey gets back just in time. Good move by Lee out on the mound. That might change Mantle's mind a little bit. Here's the stretch. Pitch. Low. Full count on Berra. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Lee is worrying about Mantle just as much as Mantle's worrying about Lee's move to first. And we have 3-2 on Berra with 1 out. The Yankees leading 5-0 in the top of the second. Here's the stretch. There goes Mickey. It's ball 4. Yogi walked for the second time. And with runners at first and second and 1 out, here is Roger Maris, who singled to short center to drive in the first run of the ball game. For Maris, that was his 19th run batted in on the year. He's 3 behind Skowron, who leads the team with 22. Roger had that booming triple against Camilo Pascual in yesterday's ball game. One of the 4 hits Pascual gave up. All right, Berra at first, Mantle at second. The stretch. The pitch, there goes Mantle. The ball is fouled at the plate. Mickey slides in the third, but the ball was fouled. So they had the double steal on. But Maris fouled the ball. 1 strike. Consolo gave Mantle a lot of room for Mickey to take a lead. Cookie Lavagetto standing up now on his step, motioning for Consolo to hold Mickey closer, and he does. Here's the stretch. The pitch is fouled back, out of play. 0-2. On deck, Bill Skowron. Out in the bleachers, enjoying the sun, getting a little suntan. Here's the stretch by Don Lee. The pitch, a little bit high, ball 1. Yankees scored 5 times in the first inning, and that's the score of the ball game. Yankees 5, Senators 0. Here's the stretch by Lee. The pitch is popped in the air. Billy Consolo, the shortstop, moving back on the edge of the outfield grass, makes the catch as the umpires call the infield fly rule, making Maris an automatic out. That's 2 away. Here's Bill Skowron. The Moose struck out swinging in the first inning. Out now. Berra at first, Mantle at second. Conley in relief of Tex Clevenger for the Senators. The pitch is inside, ball 1. On deck is Elston Howard. And the pitch is in there. Throw to first, and Yogi back just in time. As Batty just flipped that ball to Becquere, who was cutting in back of Yogi. But Yogi, quick as a cat, jumped back in ahead of the tag. 1-1 the count on Skowron. The pitch is strike 2 as Moose went after that high fastball again and missed it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that pitch has been giving Skowron trouble in the last 3 or 4 ball games. A high fastball. And yet we've seen Moose hit that same pitch out of the park many times. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. The stretch. The pitch. A little bit inside 2-2. That time Lee came overhand. And that kind of a switch in delivery of pitches is tough on a batter. Come underhand, sidearm, overhand. Throws the timing off. 2-2 to count. Pitch. A pop fly to short center field. Allison coming in. Consolo back, and Allison can't get it. Mantle scores, and Bell pulls in a third. And Allison, after a long run, couldn't get that ball. It was just within the reach of Billy Consolo, but he had to look out for Bob Allison, who was charging in. So Skowron gets himself a gift double. A little pop fly to short center field. Drives in Mantle. Mantle scores for the second time. And the Yankees now lead 6-0. Berra moved to third, and Skowron moved to second. For the Moose, his ninth double of the year and his 23rd run batted in. For Mantle, he has now scored 23 runs. Here's Elston Howard, who tripled with the bases loaded in the first inning. Ellie has himself 20 runs batted in for the year. Howard runners at second and third. The pitch to Howard. In there for a called strike. Howard gets himself a base hit here. He'll have himself a pretty good week's work done for RBIs. Give him 5 on the day. We're only in the second inning. That's if he gets the hit. The pitch is hit on the ground to the right side. Gardner up with it. Over to Becquere for the out. So for the Yankees, in the top of the second, they come up with 1 run on 1 hit. No Senator errors and 2 men left. The score at the end of an inning and a half, the Yankees 6 and the Senators nothing.
Say, do you know how many miles your car has covered since its last lubrication? Well, you better check up on this soon. And if it's much over 1,000, well, it's time to stop by your Atlantic dealers for a safety service lubrication. Now with special bonus values. You know, this is a really thorough lubrication of every important engine and chassis point, according to factory specifications for your individual car. But your Atlantic dealer uses more than a lube gun on your car. His safety service lubrication includes many important bonus values, such as checking the battery and cleaning and spraying the battery terminals to prevent corrosion. He also sweeps the floor, cleans the seats and the instrument panel, while he even empties the ashtrays. All part of his thorough job. Better stop by your Atlantic dealer soon for a safety service lubrication now with special bonus values.
Senators leading off in the bottom of the second will be Julio Becquere. Becquere, who had himself 3 base hits in yesterday's ball game, is batting .353, 2 doubles, a triple, and 5 runs batted in. Ditmar's first pitch is low, ball 1. Jack Kralik, a left-hander, is loosening up in the Senator bullpen. Ditmar's next pitch is top foul, out of play, strike 1, 1-1. Becquere is 6 feet tall, 168 pounds, from Havana, Cuba. One pitch, curve, it popped in the air to short left field. Yogi Berra digging in under it and makes the catch. 1 away. Yogi, not playing too deep in left field, made an easy catch of that fly ball. And here's Reno Batoya. Batoya is batting .267, looking for his first extra base hit of the year. He has 6 runs batted in. 5'11 and a half, 185 pounds. Born in Italy, now lives in Canada, Windsor, Ontario. Ground ball hit to the left side. Kubak in fast, up with the throws to first, in time to get Batoya by a step. Reno can move down that line. That's 2 away. And here's Earl Batty. Batty hitting .258. Has a double, 4 homers, and 13 runs batted in. 6-0. The Yankees lead in the bottom of the second. First pitch to Batty is in there for a called strike. Billy Consolo on deck. Curve is low, ball 1. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is low outside, ball 2, 2-1. Swings into the windup. Pitch is in there for a call strike 2, 2-2. Ready for the 2-2 delivery. There it is. It's low outside, ball 3. Full count on batting. Now for the payoff pitch to batting. Here it is, and it's low, ball 4. Ditmar gives up his second base on balls of the ball game. Batting at first is Billy Consolo. Billy has a double, a triple, 2 homers, and 6 runs batted in. First, stretch, and the pitch is high, ball 1. Cowan is holding the bag against Batty. Again the stretch. Pitch is popped in the air. Richardson back makes the catch. Ball was not hit right on the nose. Semi-line drive for the Senators in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no Yankee errors. 1 man left to score at the end of 2 full innings. The Yankees 6 and the Senators nothing.
What's the score on Atlantic Premium Motor Oil? Helps keep engines clean, reduces battery drain, keeps down consumption. Helps you get better gasoline performance, too. Change now to Atlantic Premium Motor Oil.
Cleveland at the end of an inning and a half, 0-0 win against Perry. They're playing a doubleheader. And another doubleheader, Baltimore at Boston. The Orioles lead 1-0 at the end of 2 and a half. Barber against Casale, bleeding homered in the first for the Birds with nobody on. In the National League, Pittsburgh and Milwaukee, Haddix against Spahn in the first of 2. The Phillies scored 3 in the top of the first. Cincinnati batting in their first of 2. Conley against McLish. Johnny Callison homing in the first with 1 on for the Phillies. And St. Louis failed to score in the top of the first inning against the Cubs. They're playing a doubleheader. Jackson against Drott. The Dodgers at San Francisco start later on. They're playing a single game. The Yankees scored 5 in the first, 1 in the second. They lead 6-0. In the top of the third, Gill Mcdougall, who was hit by a pitch ball, will be leading off. Big right-hander on the mound. Pitch to McDougall is low, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch inside, ball 2, 2-0. Is over. Strike 1 call. 2-1 the count. On deck is Bobby Richardson. Don Lee's next pitch is a curve over. Strike 2 call. 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. It's fouled back on the screen. Count holds at 2-2. Two strikes, nobody out and nobody on. Here in the top of the third, the Yanks lead 6-0. They knocked Clevenger out of the box in the first inning. The pitch is hit deep to left field, way back there. Lemon back to the wall and watches it go into the bleachers for a home run. Gill Mcdougall hits a home run into the left field bleachers. His second home of the year and his 7th run batted in. And the Yankees lead 7-0. That was the third hit off Don Lee. And here's Bobby Richardson, who singled to center field in the first inning to drive in a run. Nobody out. Lee's first pitch is bunted and fouled. Strike one. Is popped to short center. Allison coming on, and he can't get this one either, and has to play it on a short hop. Boy, Allison's having his troubles out in center field today. Richardson's second consecutive base hit, the 4th off Don Lee, and the 7th in the ball game for the Yankees. And here comes Art Ditmar, who hit back to the box in the first inning. Couldn't reach Maris' single in the first, or Howard's triple in the first, or Richardson's single in this inning, or Skowron's double in the second inning. Here's the stretch. Pitch to Ditmar is hit foul at the plate, strike one. Allison is not a slow man by any means, but he hasn't been able to get the jump on the ball today. Big man, 6 feet 4 inches tall. Richardson at first with nobody out, the top of the third. Stretch. Pitch is high as Ditmar squared around the bunt. 1-1 the count. The count. Pitch is popped in the air to straightaway center field. Allison under this one and makes the catch. One away, and the fans applauding, not realizing the tough job that Allison has had on those balls that have been hit to him. They haven't been hit hard. He just couldn't reach them. One away. Tony Kubak, who singled to left and popped to the second baseman. One out. Becquere holding the bag. There's a throw to first. Richardson back. Lee sets. Pitch is over. Strike one call. Richardson leading off first. Pitch is hit on the ground right back to the pitcher. The throw to Consolo for one. Back to first. In time, and he almost couldn't get the ball out of his glove. He had trouble getting that ball out of his glove. And that's 3 out. The Senators forgot that it was 3 out. They started to throw the ball around the infield. From 1 to 6 to 3. The pitcher to the shortstop to the first baseman. For the Yankees in the top of the third. 1 run, 2 hits, no Senator errors, nobody left. The score at the end of 2.5 innings, the Yankees 7 and the Senators nothing.
Now here's some sound advice from Atlantic about lubrication.
Listen to it again. It's a sound you seldom hear, but one that's mighty important to your car. The sound of a lube gun at work. With every beat, heavy-duty protective grease is fed into vital chassis and engine parts. With so many makes and models of cars today, the trick is to know where all the fittings are. That's why Atlantic dealers from New England to Florida are briefed regularly on the latest lubrication requirements for all cars. An Atlantic Safety Service lubrication is a thorough lubrication covering all the important parts of your car. And you get special bonus features, too, like spraying battery terminals to prevent corrosion, emptying ashtrays, sweeping upholstery and floor mats, and more. All at no extra cost. See your Atlantic dealer for a real bonus value. Get an Atlantic Safety Service lubrication.
Don Lee to lead off in the bottom of the third inning. The Yankees leading in the ball game 7-0.
Lee is 1 for 5 as a batter, batting 200. On deck, Billy Gardner. Lee bats him right-handed. Ditmar's first pitch is over for a called strike. Don Lee's dad, Thornton Lee, used to be quite a hitter with the White Sox. Old Thornton was a southpaw, though. Let's see how Big Don does. The pitch, low, ball 1, 1-1. Stands up there like a pretty good hitter.
You are tuned to 1460 WOKO, Albany, New York. The time is 2:31.
The 1-1 pitch is foul back, strike 2. Here's the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Curve high, ball 2, 2-2. The wind-up, and the pitch is fouled back. Off the screen and back of home plate. Count holds it 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's popped in the air and back of the plate, but it's going back on top of the roof and out of play. Still 2-2 on Don Lee leading off here in the bottom of the third. Yankees lead 7-0. Pitch is hit foul along the third baseline. Lee's having his cut. Shirley's out on the mound throwing for the Yankees. Out in the bullpen, that is. Again, the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3, swing in. Ditmar gets his first strikeout of the ball game. And it brings up Billy Gardner, who has the only base hit against Ditmar. He singled on the first pitch in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch a little bit lower, ball 1. Fans are booing one of the special policemen here at the park. One of the kids leaned over the rail to get a foul ball. Down the right field line, curving foul, and out of play in the upper deck. 1-1 the count. That's a rule in most bars. The spectators are not supposed to reach over the railing to get any balls hit. 1-1 pitch. Change-up is hit slowly down the third baseline. McDougall's in, up with it. Over to Scour, and that's 2 away. 2 out, and here's Fay Thornberry, who walked in the first inning. On deck, Bob Allison. Art Ditmar on the mound for the Yankees. His first pitch is a change-up, hop foul, back out of play. Strike one. Up by Ditmar. The pitch is fouled again, out of play and back of the plate. 0-2. Yankees have an off day tomorrow and then go out to Cleveland to start the invasion of the West. All 4 Western clubs they'll meet before returning to the Yankee Stadium. Pitch a little bit low, ball 1. Strike. Pitch low, ball 2, 2-2. Nobody on. 7-0 the Yankees lead, bottom of the third. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Low, ball 3. Ditmar shaking his head out on the mound. Fairley is still loosening up out in the bullpen. Wonder whether something could be bothering Ditmar. They're getting Fairley ready just in case, or if that Fairley's just loosening up to get a little work with an off day tomorrow. Here's the payoff pitch. It's foul back. In there for call strike 3. He took a fastball right down the middle. Ditmar gets the second strikeout. For the Senators in the bottom of the third, no runs, no hits, no Yankee errors, nobody left. The score at the end of 3 full innings, the Yankees 7, the Senators nothing. We pause for station identification.
You are tuned to 1460 on the radio dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. 22 minutes before 3.
There's a special service to New York baseball fans. The Yankee Stadium advance ticket office is open right now and will remain open for your ticket shopping convenience until 5 p.m. this afternoon. Plenty of free parking while you purchase a ticket for the all-important homestand, which opens May the 26th. Tickets for all 1960 Yankee home games are available, and that's the Yankee Stadium advance ticket office, open this afternoon until 5 p.m. And when the Yankees come back off this western swing, which they start Tuesday in Cleveland, they'll open on May 26th, which is Thursday night with the Baltimore Orioles, and then the Orioles will be in Friday afternoon, May 27th. And this same Washington Ball Club will be at Yankee Stadium for a big holiday weekend series. The season's only Saturday night game at the stadium on Saturday, May 28th, followed by a game on Sunday afternoon, the 29th, and the season's first doubleheader on Memorial Day, Monday, May the 30th. Saturday night will also be the season's only scheduled ladies' night. So let's have a ball at the ball game. All right, here's Mickey Mantle, who's been up twice and walked twice, scored both times. Yankees lead 7-0, top of the 4th. Mickey is high outside, ball one. Chicago at Cleveland is 0-0 at the end of 2.5, and Baltimore leads Boston 1-0 at the end of 3.5. There's a fly ball to deep right field, and it's off the scoreboard. Mantle's around first, digging to second. He's around second, trying for third. The throw comes in. Mantle slides, and he's in there with a triple. Boy, Mantle golfed a low curve ball that just missed being a home run by inches. It hit the scoreboard about 6 inches to the right of a yellow line that runs down the scoreboard and meets at the end of a little fence that surrounds the Washington Senators bullpen in deep center field. Had it hit the yellow line, or to the left of the yellow line, it would have been an automatic home run. But Mantle tripled to deep right center field for the fifth hit or John Lee. For Mickey, his third triple of the year. And he leads the club in that department. Here's Yogi Berra, who's been up twice, walked twice. Infield playing back. Pitch to Yogi. It's hitting the ground with the right side and through a base hit. As Becquere dove for the ball, couldn't get it. Mantle scores. The Yankees lead 8-0, and they've scored in every inning thus far. Yogi gets his 12th run batted in, and Mantle scores for the third time in the ballgame for the 24th run he scored this year. Roger Maris was single to center to drive in a run, then scored, popped to the shortstop in the second inning. Boy, the Yankees could have used a couple of these hits yesterday, couldn't they? Nobody out there at first. The pitch to Maris is high, ball one. The Phillies lead Cincinnati 4-1 at the end of 2 in the National League. Cardinals, Cubs 0-0 at the end of 1. That's all the scores to report so far. Stretch by Lee. Pitch to Maris is a strike on the outside corner. Jack Kralik, the left-hander, is up again in the Senator bullpen. Pitch is foul back on the screen. Two strikes to count on Maris. Pitch is popped in the air and back of the plate. Earl Batty, near the stands, makes the catch. That's one away as Maris fouls out to Batty. Here's Bill Skowron, who struck out and then dropped a little single in short center field. Rather a double, driving in a run. Moose has 9 doubles on the year and 23 runs batted in. One away. Yankees 8 and the Senators 0. Top of the 4th. Yogi Berra at first base. The pitch to Skowron is popped in the air right alongside of first base. Julio Becquere in foul territory makes the catch. That's 2 away. And the batter will be Elston Howard, who tripled to center field, driving in 3 runs in the first inning, coming around to score, and then bounced to second base. Howard has 20 runs batted in on the year. Pitch is strike one, a swing and a miss. In the stretch. Pitch is popped to short center. Allison coming in, and he makes the running catch. Bob Allison caught up with that one for the Yankees in the top of the 4th. 1 run, 2 hits, no Senator errors, 1 man left. Score at the end of 3.5 innings. The Yankees 8 and the Senators 0.
Now let's listen to what Atlantic has to say about a really thorough lubrication. sound of a lubrication gun. And that battery terminal being sprayed against corrosion. Sounds like floor mats and upholstery being swept clean. What's going on? An Atlantic Safety Service lubrication is going on. And most of the sounds you hear are extra services, bonus features from your Atlantic dealer. Like emptying crammed ashtrays, for instance, or lubricating sticky door latches, or checking tires for pressure as well as cuts and bruises. It all starts with a thorough lubrication based on the latest specifications for your car, and then keeps right on going with extra bonus features. Ask for it by name. Atlantic Safety Service Lubrication.
Fourth inning, Bob Allison, who hit into a double play in the first inning, will be leading off. All right, Allison steps into the batter's box. The Yankees lead 8-0. Bottom of the fourth. On deck, Jim Lennon. Art Ditmar on the mound for the Yankees. Mark Shirley no longer warming up in the bullpen. Pitch to Allison is in there. Strike one call. Up low outside, ball one, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's low outside, ball 2. 2-1. Ditmar has been wild low today, and not that he's been extra wild, but his bad pitches have been low and outside. He's only walked 2. Given up 1 hit and struck out 2. Pitch high outside this time. Ball 3, 3-1. Pitch. Strike call, 3-2. The payoff pitch to Allison. A line drive base hit to right center field. Mantle is left up with the ball, and Allison's on with a line single. That's the second hit off Ditmar. And here's Jim Lemon. Out. The stretch by Ditmar. Pitch to Lemon is a ground ball in the hole and backhanded but not hauled by Kubak. That'll be a base hit. Kubak almost came up with a sensational play as he got to the ball and might have been able to throw Allison out at second, but the ball squirted out of his glove as he tried to backhand it. An infield single for Lemon. Hit number 3 off Ditmar. Runners at first and second, nobody out. And here's Julio Becquere, the first baseman, who flied to left field in the second inning. Left-hand hitting, first baseman. Swings and fouls it back out of play, strike 1. Becquere fields left-handed and throws left-handed, and yet played some third base for Louisville in the American Association, which is very unusual. Stretch. Pitch is hit on the ground. Richardson goes to Kubak for one, back to first, double play. The Yankees' second double play of the ball game. This one, it looks like the Senators got a chance for a rally. As they had in the first inning, the Yankees come up with a double play. Richardson and Kubak to Skowron. 2 outs. Moving the third, Allison. Reno Batoya, who bounced to the shortstop. Pitch inside, ball one. 8-0, the Yankees lead. On deck is Earl Batty. Wind up by Ditmar. The 1-0 pitch, curve popped in the air to the right of home plate. Howard chasing it, but that ball's going back. On top of the roof, kicking down in front of the Senator dugout. 1-1 the count, 2 out. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Curve outside, ball 2. Ready for the 2-1 delivery. It's hot foul back out of play. 2-2 the count. Balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Allison at third base. Ditmar ready. Pitch is low, ball 3. 3-2 the count. Wind up, the payoff pitch is strike 3 as Batoya swings and misses. Ditmar's third strikeout of the ball game, and for the Senators, in the bottom of the 4th, no runs on 2 base hits. No Yankee errors, 1 man left to score at the end of 4 full innings. The Yankees 8 and the Senators nothing. Gill Mcdougall, who was hit by a pitch ball and homered, leading off here in the top of the 5th. The pitch to Gill is a curve over, strike 1 call. On deck, Bobby Richardson. Next pitch is a curve low, ball 1-1-1. This is Gill's second home run of the year, by the way, and his 7th run batted in. Is lined to right center field. Allison coming in and makes the running catch. And now Allison, starting to get the jump on the ball, has caught up with the last 3 fly balls hit to center field. He had trouble in the first swing. Here's Bobby Richardson, who's 2 for 2. 2 singles to center field, 1 RBI. He scored 5 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. Pitch to Bobby is hit on the ground right at Batoya on 1 hop. Over to Becquere, that's 2 away. Richardson hit that ball hard, but right at the third baseman. That'll bring up Art Ditmar, who hit to the box and flied to center. Pitch is taken for a strike. Frank Rossetti yelled in to Ditmar to take a pitch. Lee had only thrown 3 pitches up to that. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. 0-2. The 2-strike pitch. Strike 3 call. So there's the first time the Yankees have been set down 1-0 2-3, nothing across, and the first time they failed to score in the game. And the score at the end of 4.5 innings, the Yankees 8, the Senators nothing. Who walked in the second inning, leading off for the Senators. They trail 8-0 in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch is hit on the ground. It's short. Kubak up with it. Throw to first, and it's one away. One down on the first pitch by Ditmar here in the bottom of the fifth. Here's Billy Consolo, who lined to Richardson at second base. A left-hander is up in the center of the bullpen. We might have a pinch hitter. Pitch is low, ball one. Next pitch on the outside corner, strike one. Low outside, ball two. 2-1. Standing you fans out driving today, and in the vicinity of the stadium, you can drop in. The advanced ticket office is open right now, and will be open until 5 o'clock. Pitch is low, ball three. 3-1. Walk given up by Ditmar. So Art has now allowed 3 hits, has given up 3 walks, and struck out 3. Don Mincher is batting for Don Lee. Mincher, who really was red hot in spring training for the Senators, has been in the slump. He's batting .233, has 4 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, and 5 runs batted in. Takes the pitch over, strike one call. Left-hander who was acquired from the White Sox. Consolo at first with 1 out. Yankees lead 8-0, bottom of the fifth. Is a changeup inside. Ball 1-1-1. Mincher reaches down to pick up some dirt. Holds that bat right down on the end. Pitch is swung at a net, strike two. Low fastball. Guarding the line at third base, playing in back of the runner. On deck, Billy Gardner. The stretch. Changeup is hit foul down the first base line. Picked up by Sam Milley, the first base coach. 2 strikes and 1 out. Whitmore stretches. Pitch low. Ball 2-2-2. Stretch. The pitch is lined right at the second baseman. Richardson to Kubak for 1. Back to first. Double play. As the Yankees come up with their 3rd double play of the ball game. And for the Senators in the bottom of the 5th, no runs, no hits, no Yankee errors, nobody left. The score at the end of 5 full innings, the Yankees 8 and the Senators nothing. The Yankees have had a lot of comment about their new 1960 official Yankee yearbook. Of course, it's loaded with family and player pictures and lots of other interesting new features. And it's printed on a fine coated paper. You can order your copies now, as many as you want for the youngsters. Just send 50 cents for each copy to Yankee Yearbook, Bronx Central Post Office, Box 1960, Bronx 51, New York.
You are tuned to 1460 on the radio dial, WOKO, Albany, New York. The time is 3:01.
We have a new pitcher coming on, Jack Kralik, a left-hander who has been loosening up. And while he's coming in from the bullpen, let's take a look at the scoreboard. But before we take a look at the scoreboard, let's pause for station identification.
This is your station for music, news, and sports, WOKO, Albany, #1 station for music. More albums played than any other area station.
On the scoreboard. In the American League, Kansas City 1, Tigers nothing. At the end of an inning and a half, Daly against Marcy. Bob served home in the second with nobody on. Chicago leads Cleveland 1-0 at the end of 4. Win against Perry. Baltimore leads Boston 1-0 at the end of 5 1/2. Barber against Casale. Breeding home in the first for Baltimore. In the National League, the Pirates scored 4 in the top of the first. Milwaukee's batting. Haddix against Barnes. Skinner homered in the first with nobody on. And Dick Stewart in the first with 1 on. I believe that's Stewart's first home of the year. The Phillies lead Cincinnati 5-1 at the end of 3 1/2. Conley against McLeish. Callison, Curry, and Neiman have homered for the Phils. Callison's with a man on, and Gonzalez homered for Cincinnati. The St. Louis nothing. The Cubs nothing at the end of 3 1/2. Jackson against Drott, and Los Angeles at San Francisco. Not started as yet. John Francis Kralik, nicknamed Jack, 6 feet 2, 175 pounds, from Youngstown, Ohio. Attended the University of Michigan. He was up with Washington briefly last year, appeared in 6 games, had no decision. He'll be facing the top of the Yankee batting order, Tony Kubak, Mickey Mantle, and Yogi Berra. Kubak singled, popped to second, and hit into a double play. Pitch is a strike as he swings and misses. Kralik has been in 4 ball games so far this year. Next pitch is a curve outside. Ball 1-1-1. One pitch outside, ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Left-handed pitch is hit deep to right field, way back in right field. And over to right field, fence for a home run for Tony Kubak. And he tagged that fastball fly over the high right field wall here at Griffith Stadium. And for Kubak, that's his third home run of the year. His 8th run batted in. Second time Tony has scored today. So Kralik is greeted with a home run, the first man he faces. Here's Mickey Mantle batting right-handed. Mickey walked twice and tripled batting left-handed. He scored all 3 times. Pitch to Mantle is high outside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Curve in there, strike called, 1-1. Is high outside, ball 2. 2-1. Yankees scored 5 in the first, 1 in the second, third, and fourth. The only inning they didn't score was the 5th, and they scored 1 here in the 6th. The pitch is popped in the air to right field. Ray Thornberry under it and makes the catch for the first out. Won 2 and lost none this year. All in relief. This is his 5th appearance of the year. Here's Yogi Berra, who walked twice and singled. Yogi has 1 RBI and scored 1. On deck, Roger Maris. Got himself a new bat. I guess he split his old reliable last time up. Yogi swings and misses, strike 1. 9-0, the Yankees are leading. They're on the top of the 6th. One strike pitch is hit on the ground to the right side. Becquere backs up. Up with a flip to the pitcher covering for the second out. 2 out, and here's Roger Maris. Maris singled, drove in a run and scored a run, popped to short and fouled out to the catcher. Is fouled back on the screen, strike 1. One strike pitch. Low outside, ball 1, 1-1. Nobody on. Kelly's fastball is low inside, ball 2, 2-1. Ready for the 2-1 delivery. Here it is, and it's fouled back out of play, 2-2. One time this was the toughest ballpark to hit home runs in. But then they moved in the left field fence some 15 or 20 feet all the way from the left field foul line out to center field. And since then, it's been much easier to hit one out of this park. Still tough in right field, even though Kubak has hit one out of here. Here's the pitch. High inside, and Maris hits the dirt. Wow, did he get down. 3-2. Make sure that helmet is on good and tight. Full count. the payoff pitch. Swings and pops it up to the right side. Julio Becquere is in foul territory. And he just makes the catch, and that ball was almost fair, and he just did get it. The wind took the ball. For the Yankees in the top of the sixth, 1 run, 1 hit. No Senator errors. Nobody left to score at the end of 5 1/2 innings. The Yankees 9 and the Senators nothing. Ready to go in the bottom of the sixth inning with the Yankees leading 9-0. Billy Gardner, who is 1 for 2, single to left and bounced to third, will be leading off. Pitch to Gardner is a strike call. Ditmar sends over a sidearm curveball. Up is high. Ball 1, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is hit high in the air to left field. Yogi Berra moving over. Mantle moving over, and Mantle makes the catch. And the reason Mickey came over to make the catch is that the sun is shining right at Berra, and coming over on a slant, Mantle can see the fly balls much easier than Yogi. Got the crowd a little bit excited as they almost collided, but at the last second, Yogi veered sharply to his left, and Mantle made the play. 1 out. Here's Fay Thornberry, who walked and was called out on strike. Pitch to Thornberry is low, ball 1. Is striked as he swings and misses. The 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Went after a bad low fastball. Didn't get it. Two strikes. Pitch high outside, ball 2. 2-2. Ditmar has given up just 3 hits to the Senators, 1 in the first and 2 in the fourth. 3 Yankee double plays have helped him out of jam. There's a pitch low. Full count now on Fay Thornberry. With 1 out, nobody on, and the Yankees leading 9-0 in the bottom of the sixth. The payoff pitch is lined to right field, a base hit. Picked up by Roger Maris. That's the 4th hit off Ditmar. And here's Bob Allison, who hit into a double play and single to center. outside corner. Stoneberry at first base with one out. Whitmore stretches. Pitch is swung at a missed, strike two, and Allison swung so hard he went down on one knee. Picked a lot of dirt on the plate, has to be brushed off by Nestor Shalak. Jim Lemon on deck. Pitch curve outside, ball one. Ready again. Curve outside. Howard throws to first, but Stoneberry back. 2-2 on Allison. The pitch is popped in the air to short right there. Roger Maris moving in and makes the catch. That's two away, and here's Jim Lemon. Lemon bounced out to first base and beat out an infield single. 9-0 the Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the sixth. Lemon is hit high in the air to left center. Mantle going back near the fence, under it now, and makes the catch a couple of feet away from the left center field wall. For the Senators in the bottom of the sixth, no runs on one hit, no Yankee errors, and one man left. And the score at the end of six full innings, the Yankees have 9 runs on 10 hits, no errors, and 4 men left. And the Senators have no runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 4 men left. Quick look at the scoreboard in the American League. Kansas City won, the Tigers nothing at the end of 3. Serve homage. White Sox won, Cleveland nothing at the end of 4.5. Win against Perry. And Baltimore won, Boston nothing at the end of 5.5. Breeding homage. The National League, Pittsburgh 4, Milwaukee nothing at the end of 2. Skinner and Stewart homage. The Phillies 5, Cincinnati 1 at the end of 4. Allison, Corey, and Neiman homered for the Phils. Gonzalez for Cincinnati. And the Cardinals lead the Cubs 2-0 at the end of 4.5. Boyer hit his 7th home of the year in the 5th with 1 on. Los Angeles to San Francisco has not started. We're going into the 7th inning of this ball game with the Yankees leading 9-0. And Mel Allen will be coming over to the radio side right after a pause for station identification.
Tuned to 1460 on the radio dial, WOKO, Albany, New York, your station for music, news, and sport. 18 minutes past 3.
First half of the 7th inning. And it's Bill Skowron at bat with Howard McDougall to follow. Johnny Kralik doing the pitching. And Moose hits a drive to right field. Faye Stoneberry moves under it and makes the catch. Skowron struck out, doubled to center, and fouled the first previously. 9-0 New York in the 7th inning. Elston Howard, who's had 1 for 3. Triple to left center, grounded to second, fly to center. 3 runs batted in. His triple came with the bases loaded in the first inning. Outfield around toward left. Relief pitcher Johnny Kralik delivers. It's over for a strike. Clevenger, Lee, and Kralik have been the Senator pitchers.
delivery to Allison is low for a ball. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The left-hander into the windup. In comes the pitch. Howard swings and lifts it foul off first. Becquere chasing it, and he makes the catch. Howard fouls out to Becquere. 2 down now, and the batter is Gill Mcdougall, who was hit by a pitched ball, hit a home run, and lined to center. Barney Lake Jr.'s in. The Yankees got 5 runs in the first inning, and then 1 each in the second, third, fourth, and sixth. Delivery over for a called strike. Nothing in the 1 to count on McDougall. Now the pitch is swung on, hit foul behind third base. 2 strikes on the Yankee third baseman. Bobby Richardson on deck. Strike pitch. Outside, 1-2. Johnny Fralick went to the University of Michigan, as did Reno Bertoya at third. In comes the pitch, and it's high. Fastball, 2-2. Coates and Mars are loosening up. Getting no target practice. The 2-2 pitch to Gill. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, New York 9, Washington nothing. If you want a beer that's truly light, smooth and delicious as can be, just pour yourself a tall foaming glass full of the crisp Professor Valentine beer. Valentine beer is truly light, but there's more to it than that. Valentine adds something to its lightness, and I mean flavor. Valentine beer is a light beer with true lager flavor. That means it's as light as you like it, but it still delivers all the downright delicious lager beer flavor you want. And that's what makes it the crisp Professor. So I hope you'll treat yourself to some smooth, delicious Valentine, the largest selling beer in the East, from Maine to Florida. In the last half of the 7th inning, Julio Becquere, Reno Bertoya, and Earl Batty will be the first 3 men up. The Yankee Stadium advance sale ticket window is open this afternoon until 5 o'clock for your shopping convenience. It's open 7 days a week when the Yankees are home or away. Plenty of parking space, free, of course, for you to utilize just across the street from the ticket office at the stadium when the Yankees are away. Here's the pitch to Becquere. It's in there for a strike as we play in the last of the 7th. No balls, 1 strike. Ditmar's changeup is outside for a ball, 1-1. Pitch is high for a ball. 2-1. hit foul down the left field line, out of play. A 2-2 count. Jim Cott, who pitched against the Yankees in the first game of the series, is getting a target practice in the Senator bullpen. Next pitch to Becquere's high. Full count now, 3-2. The payoff pitch on its way. Swung on and foul back. I just leaned back to stretch and looked up at the little slanting roof over us, and then somebody wrote up there, "Smile, Lou." I don't know who Lou is, but the suggestion is always a good one. Payoff pitch is swung on, grounded to Skowron, backhanded as the ball twisted on him. Throws to Ditmar, who covered. Becquere retired. Skowron to Ditmar. Now Reno Portoya, grounded to short, struck out. Born in Italy, lives in Windsor, Canada, went to Michigan, University of Michigan, and also Assumption College in Ontario. Right-hand batter. The delivery swung on and fouled back. Portoya is playing in place of the injured Harmon Killebrew. He got a pulled ham muscle. He deprives the Senators of the consistent long ball threat, but gives them better defense. The pitch is low outside for a ball, 1-1. One strike. Ditmar's delivery swung on, grounded foul down to Ellis Clary. Third base coach flips it to McDougall. He relays it on to Ditmar. Packing up already, Pappy? The Yankees are scheduled to catch the 6 o'clock train to arrive in New York 9:55. For the benefit of the folks who are going to meet the players, their wives and families. Next pitch is low, 2-2. The Yankees will leave tomorrow evening for Cleveland, where they play on Tuesday night. Two pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 down, and Earl Batty coming up. Ditmar's pitch is outside to Earl Batty, who walked and grounded to short. Quality of those little mics, are they? Here's the pitch to Batty. Swung on. There's a drive, and it's going to go all the way to left center. Going, gone. He really caught hold of that one. Earl Batty drives one deep into the left center field stand for the Senators' first run of the game, foiling Ditmar's bid for a shutout. It's Batty's 5th homer and 14 runs driven in. He really tagged that one on about 390 to 400 feet. Billy Consolo up, takes the strike, line to second and walk. Ditmar's delivery in there for a strike, curveball. 0-2. Nine to 1, last of the 7th. If Consolo gets on, we may have a pinch hitter for Fraley. The pitch is swung on and fouled to the left of the plate, reaching for the curve, tried to pull it. Delivery swung on, fouled to the left of the plate again. Count remains 2 strikes. and the pitch is low outside, 1-2. Next delivery, Consolo swings and bounces to McDougall, who loses it, picks it up, throws to first base, and throws the ball away. It bounces into the stands, and Consolo automatically is waved to second base. Well, we'll check to see how the official scorer rules it, whether it's a base hit and an error. An error all the way. Or two errors, one allowing him to reach first base, and the second one allowing him to reach second. Could be scored either of those ways. Just one error all the way. Probably figured on the basis of a good throw getting the runner, even though he bobbled the ball originally. Kubak will hit for Kralik, left-hand hitter. The pitch is high, ball one. Billy Consolo safe on an error. Adjudged the throwing error all the way by McDougall. Kubak swings and misses, strike one. Batting .218. Started out hitting very well and went into a slump. Ditmar's pitch changeup is high. 2-1 the count. Consolo moves off second. The pitch to Kubak. Swung on and missed. Strike two, 2-2. Billy Gardner on deck. Now the delivery. Swung on, foul back. Count remains 2-2. 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 in the 7th. Next pitch, swung on. There's a fly ball into left. Serra waiting for it, makes the catch, and the side is retired. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on. Earl Batty's homer, giving the Senators their first run. At the end of 7 innings, the Yankees lead 9-1. The Yankees 9 runs. 10 hits, 1 error, 4 left on. Washington, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors, and 5 men left on base.
You are tuned to 1460 on the radio dial, WOKO, Albany, New York. 27 minutes before 4.
15,637. While we await the arrival of the new Senator pitcher, why don't you light up a Winston along with us? Winston is American. John Kralik came on in the 6th inning. Mincher having batted for Lee in the 5th. Lee having replaced Clevenger. Kralik worked 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, a home run to Kubak. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 1, allowed 1 run. Bill Fisher is the new Washington pitcher. Coming on in the 8th. While he's warming
Coming up, a quick look at the Winston scoreboard. Kansas City leading Detroit 1-0 under 4.5 innings. Chicago 1, Cleveland nothing at the end of 6. Baltimore 2, Boston 1 at the end of 7. All doubleheaders. And in the National League, Pittsburgh 4, Milwaukee 1 at the end of 3 innings. Philadelphia 7, Cincinnati 1 at the end of 5 innings. St. Louis 2, Chicago nothing at the end of 5 innings. All doubleheaders. Los Angeles at San Francisco. A single game playing at San Francisco. And, of course, we'll start later this afternoon. Bill Fisher, who worked against the Yankees on Friday, an inning in the third, allowing 3 hits and 2 runs, appears for the 5th time, all in relief. And neither won or lost. 29-year-old right-hander, 6 feet, 190 pounds, delivers to Bobby Richardson inside. Ball 1. Richardson singled twice to center and grounded to third. 9-1 New York, 8th inning. The right-hander throws. Richardson swings and misses. A 1-1 count. Comes the next pitch, swung on and fouled back up onto the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the delivery. Swung on, bounced overhead of the pitch out to short, booted by Consolo. The throw to first too late. Consolo went over to his left and bobbled the ball. His recovery was rapid and his throw too, but it was not in time. It's an error charged to Consolo. And here's Art Dittmar. Dittmar is low for a ball. They squared around as if to bunt, drawing in Victoria and Becquere. Russ Kemmerer is loosing up. That is Jim Cott, both possibly for a future start. Certainly Cott, who worked as a starter on Friday night. The pitch is bunted at and missed. A 1-1 count. One strike. Bill Fisher's delivery. Swung on, hit to the box. Fisher throws to Consolo for 1 on to Becquere, double play. 2 down now. And the batter is Tony Kubak, who singled to left, popped to second, hit to the box into a double play, and then hit a homer over the right field fence. Nine to 1 New York in the 8th inning. The pitch to Tony's in there for a strike. Fred Kipp throwing a few now in the Yankee bullpen, and Bobby Chance gets up to loosen up. Now the delivery in there, fastball, strike 2. Very often men get up in the bullpen to throw without regard to the game going on. That is to say, there's no significance as regards to the game going on. They're warming up for future action. There's the drive hit to deep center. Allison going back and one-hands the ball. Backhands it as the ball sailed on him. He made a tremendous catch. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. He drifted back, got under the ball nicely, but the ball sailed to his right. He had to suddenly twist his body and make a backhand catch of the ball. At the end of 7.5 innings, the score remains New York 9 and Washington 1. What we were about to say very frequently, you see pitchers get up and throw in order to keep the control sharp, keep the arm loosened up. Got to keep on the ball. It's like Valentine, man, they're always on the ball. They give you lightness and flavor. And the beer must have both those things to really refresh. And that's where the crisp, refresher Valentine beer comes in. It proves to more people every day that a beer can be light and still give you all the honest to goodness lager beer flavor you want. Valentine's the light beer with true lager flavor. That satisfying combination of lightness and flavor makes Valentine the crisp refresher. So if lightness alone won't do for you, if you want a beer with flavor too, try Valentine, the crisp refresher, the largest selling beer in the East, from Maine to Florida. In the last half of the 8th inning, Ken Hadley goes in at first base in place of Bill Skowron. Top of the order for Washington, Billy Gardner takes outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strike. Gardner single to left, ground to the third, fly to left center. He hits a little dribbler down toward Hadley. He's up with it, flips to Dittmar in time. One away, and now here is Faith Throneberry. Took a third strike and single to right. Dittmar's pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. Next delivery is low, ball 1. 1-1. One pitch. Throneberry swings and fouls it back off the chest protector of plate umpire Nestor Shylock. One ball, 2 strikes. Dittmar to the windup, and the pitch, the changeup, is cut on and fouled back to the screen. Got up under the ball. One and two the count. And the delivery. Swung on, little tap. Dittmar after it. He can't get it. Richardson tries, throws to first in time on a good play. Bobby made a fine play on. Came all the way in on the grass. Very close to first. Crossing over to retire Throneberry. Now here is Bob Allison. Grounded to short into a double play. Single to center and fly to right. The pitch is swung on and foul tipped for a strike. 9-1 in favor of New York. It's the last half of the 8th inning. Jim Lemon to follow. Dittmar's pitch is a little bit outside. A 1-1 count. Bouncer hits the deep short. Kubak throws on over to Hadley in time. And Allison is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. And at the end of 8 innings of play, the Yankees lead by a score of 9-1, 9 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, 4 left on. Washington, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors, and 5 men left on base. Looking at the Winston scoreboard in the American League, Kansas City 1, Detroit nothing at the end of 5 1/2 innings. Daly and Mossy, the pitchers, serve homered in the second. Chicago 2, Cleveland nothing at the end of 6 1/2 innings. Wynn and Perry. Baltimore 2, Boston 1 at the end of 7 innings. Barber for Baltimore, Casale for Boston, Borland and Sturdivant in the 8th, which would indicate the Orioles may have a rally in the making or may have already rallied. All doubleheaders everywhere else in the American League. In the National League, Pittsburgh 4, Milwaukee 1 end of 4 innings. Haddix and Spahn. Skinner and Stewart homering. Stewart with 1 on. Handel homered in the 3rd for Milwaukee. Philadelphia 9, Cincinnati 1 end of 6 innings. Conley for the Phils. McLeish for Cincinnati. Osteen and Brosnan in the 5th and 6th. Home runs, Callison 1 on. Curry and Neiman all for Philadelphia. Gonzalez for Cincinnati. St. Louis 2, Chicago nothing end of 5 innings. Jackson for the Cards. Stott for the Cubs. Anderson and Elston relief in the 6th. Boyer homered in the 7th with 1 on for the Cards. All doubleheaders except 1 game. Los Angeles, San Francisco, a later start. Now to the 9th inning. Bill Fisher pitching to Mickey Mantle. Swings and fouls it off. Strike 1. Mantle walked twice, tripled, and flied to right. 1 for 2, scored 3 runs. Bear on deck and Maris to follow. Fisher, the right-hander, delivers. Mantle takes the strike. Started to bunt. Held up. 1-1. Check that 2 strikes. Here's the delivery. High outside. 1-2. Into the windup, delivers, and Mantle takes high for ball 2. 2-2. Our next game will be on Tuesday night in Cleveland. Our airtime 7:55. The 2-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 1 away in the 9th. Here's Yogi Berra, who walked twice, single to right, and grounded to first. To Yogi is low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Fisher backs off the rubbers. Yogi steps out of the batter's box. Berra back in now. Bill Fisher, 4th Washington pitcher, delivers, and Yogi takes a little outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Nothing to count. And the pitch to Yogi is outside for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes.
Yogi takes the strike. Full 3-1 now the count. Bill Fisher into the windup. In comes the pitch. Yogi takes outside for ball 4. Marking the third time he has walked in the game. Yankees have had 5 walks, Mantle 2 of them, and Barrow 3 of them. Clevenger walked 2 and Lee 2. Roger Maris singled to center, popped to short, foul to the catcher, and foul to the first baseman. 1 run batted in, 1 for 4. Bill Fisher delivers, and Maris takes outside, ball 1. Loosening up in the center of the bullpen. Buren and James for New York. Fisher's pitch. Curveball over. Strike 1, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fisher checks Yogi. Here's the pitch to Maris. Swung on, hit foul. Look out in the stand. One ball and 2 strikes. Set, and the pitch. It's low, 2-2. Barrow moves off first. Fisher to the stretch. The pitch to Maris. Swung on, lined out into left field down the line. Yogi turns second, heads for third. Lemon up to the ball. Maris streaks into second. Yogi stops at third. It's a double for Maris into left field. Maris doubles to the opposite field, sending Barrow to third. And here's Hadley coming up for the first time. He replaced Gowan in the field in the last of the 8th. Kent Hadley has had 2 for 6. Hadley is inside for a ball. There is a possibility, for the benefit of the players' families and the writers' families who may meet them, that should the game end in time, the club will try to have their cars connected to the 5 o'clock train and be in at Penn Station at 8:55. The pitch to Hadley is low. 2 balls, no strikes. Imagine that if the game were over by 4:15, they'd make it. Much later, I doubt if they'd be able to. The 2-0 delivery. Swung on and fouled back, 2-1. Sort of an in-between situation here where we can't know definitely. The 2-1 pitch. Up high, ball 3, 3-1. Off third, Maris off second. 9-1 New York, 9th inning. Bill Fisher the right-hander. Delivers, and Hadley swings and sends a little roller down the first baseline. Fisher up with it, throws to first, and the ball's dropped. Bear, of course, scores. Maris moved on to third. It is 10-1. There's a slow roller down the line. Fisher had to field it. And an error is charged to Becquere. There will be a run batted in, however, for Hadley, since there were less than 2 out at the time, and the runner on third has scored anyway. Maris on third, Hadley on first, and Elston Howard is up. Takes the curve for a strike. Howard tripled to left center with the bases loaded, grounded to second, fly to center, and fouled out to first. The delivery to Howard swung on and fouled off to the left of the plate. Strike two, 0-2. Delivers to Howard, low outside, 1-2. Yankees got 5 runs in the first inning and 1 run in each of the second, third, fourth, sixth, and so far 9th innings. Maris on third, Hadley on first, one away. The pitch to Howard, swung on. There's a liner into left center. Allison racing over and makes the catch. Maris tags up, goes on in to score as Hadley beats the retreat to first base. Elston Howard is credited with a sacrifice fly on a line drive to deep left center. His 4th run batted in, 21 the season. 2 behind Skowron. 11-1 New York. And here's Gill McDougall, hit by a pitched ball, hit a home run, line to center, and struck out. 1 for 3. Fisher's pitch to Gill is low outside, ball 1. Now the pitch to Gill. Swung on, there's a liner in the center, and Bob Allison makes the catch. McDougall lines out to Allison. Side's retired. 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on. 1 run unearned. At the end of 8.5 innings, the Yankees 11, Washington 1. There's always the lighter side of sports, as most of you know. Here's a real bumper crop of daffy situations. Item. After a Michigan hunter failed to hit the first 6 birds his dog pointed to, the dog sort of got disgusted, and he went loping off and returned himself with a live grouse in its mouth. Item. A fellow in England was refused membership to a golf club, so rather than fight the powers that be, he bought the place outright. And lastly, a convicted pickpocket was arrested for not wearing boxing gloves to a major league ballpark. That's true. Seems after his last arrest, or the previous one, the judge, trying to cut down on his pocket-picking activities, paroled him on the condition he wear boxing gloves at public events. But, protested our nimble-fingered friend at his latest arrest, with boxing gloves on, I can't eat popcorn. Some wacky situations crop up, even in sports. But you know, on the lighter side of beer, I'm pleased to talk about the crisp refresher Ballantine beer. Ballantine proves the beer can be truly light and still give you all the honest-to-goodness lager beer flavor you want. That's what makes Ballantine the largest selling beer in the East, all the way from Maine to Florida. Now the last half of the 9th inning. Jim Lemon hitting 4th in the order, leads off. Becquere and Victoria to follow. 11-1 New York. Art Ditmar's pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Curveball.
grounded to first, singled to short, and flied to center. Ditmar's next pitch, curve outside, the count's 1-1. Outfield, way around to the left. The 1-1 pitch. Curve swung on and fouled back out of play. A 1-2 count. Now the delivery. Outside 2-2. Count on Jim Lemon. And Ditmar to the windup. Here's the pitch, and it's low outside, ball 3. Trying to get him chase the bad pitch. Full count.
1460 on the radio dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York.
Lemon digs in. Ditmar ready to work. Swings to the windup. Around comes the right arm. The payoff pitch swung on. There's a drive to deep left field. That ball is going. It is gone. A home run for Jim Lemon. Opening up the last of the ninth. Lemon crowding his 8th home run of the year. Number 8. 2 in this series. He hit 30 last year. And it is now 11-2. Batty homered in the 7th, and Lemon here in the 9th. Julio Becquere up. He swings and rams the grounder to second. Richardson up with it. Throws to Hadley. Becquere is retired. One away. Reno Bertoya grounded to short, struck out twice. Playing Bertoya to pull. Infield shaded around. Short third. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Loops out over second. Richardson goes out on the grass and makes the catch of the soft liner for the second out. And now up comes Earl Batty. Walks down to the short and homered. Possibility the Yankees may catch the 5 o'clock train and get into Penn Station at 8:55. Ditmar's pitch is high for a ball. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, foul back out of play. Batty swings and grounds it to McDougall. He grabs it, throws on over to Hadley. The ball game is over. And the Yankees win it 11-2. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on. The 9th inning total. Art Ditmar going the distance for the first time this year. And as we check the totals, why don't you check your crystal pressure. Ballantine beer, the light beer with true lager flavor, the largest selling beer in the East. The Yankees, 11 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, and 5 men left on. The Senators, 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors, and 5 men left on base.
Dittmar all the way. He walked. Let me double check mine. He walked 3 men, and he struck out 4. Gave up homers to Batty and Lemon. Dittmar wins his second game. He has not lost any. And Tex Clevenger was the loser. Pitched the third of an inning, gave up 3 hits and 5.